Hi, this is the Divine Darrow Report. I want to share today's events with y'all, but before I go ahead and do it, I'm going to let y'all all know, and I'm going to prove it. I planned everything on purpose. Why? I'll let you know. All right. What is a narcissist? A narcissist, they fear public exposure. What I mean by that? Well, you know how you got people that got a habit of, hey, let me tell you something. Make sure nobody knows, like them kind of people and shit. All right, if somebody does that excessively, you need to start questioning yourself. Who benefits from it and why so much secrecy? But you start doing that shit, you understand sometimes people got a lot to lose. And you discover behavior patterns. So, a narcissist, they don't care about what the fuck anyone thinks or feels. They care about how y'all see them. Troy Domain. You know that dude has, at first, talked cool about his neighbors. And then, out of nowhere, he talks shit about every last one of them. What kind of shit does he talk? Talk shit about Brent LaBeouf, Melanie, his wife Melanie. I ain't got no problems with it. I think they cool. Crystal and whoever. I think they cool too. What does he complain about? He always call the cops on his loud music or whatever, and they just jealous because he got a bigger house, he got a better job, he got more money, he got nicer everything, and they hate. Well, that don't sound like his neighbors. I've been knowing his neighbors longer than him. I went to school with Crystal since kindergarten. Brent, I went to Benton High School. He was a cool cat. And his wife, Melanie, I've been knowing her since we were kids. She had an aunt named Nidra that was BFFs with my mom when we were kids. And I ain't got nothing bad to say about the people. What he was saying, that don't sound like him. I just kept my mouth shut. So, I noticed, why is it he always thinks that everybody's jealous of him? Boy, he tells me he got no friends because he don't know how to have friends. He makes comments like that. It's like, oh, all right. Then I notice he cares more about being seen as the best of most of everything, as nobody could outdo him. You know what I mean? And also, he don't want to get caught. So, being a financial advisor. Want to know why he came knock on my door? I knew he was going to do it. I knew exactly what he was going to do, and it was a setup. Why would somebody who's a friend accident slip and tell you up, boy, your grandparents, I'm shaking hands with a dude who ain't got shit to worry about for the rest of his life once his grandparents die. Tell me that shit. He's a financial advisor of my grandparents while they both alive. Don't they have like some kind of fiduciary or whatever shit, like oaths and oath or some shit, like shit they gotta be on top of with their customers. You know what I mean? Like certain things they gotta guarantee. Can't be saying shit like that. He did. I never mentioned it to him, and I never told nobody. I asked my granny while she was alive. She told me, yeah, that's true. That's how I know for sure about my inheritance. She just told me not to say nothing. What do you think I'm doing? Grandpa told me about it while he was in that house. Hattie and Melissa swore up and down, you ain't got shit, so don't be trying to get... Why the hell would they come tell me that for no reason when I never even asked? Because they're a narcissist. When a narcissist accuses you of something, they're guilty of that. How do I know? Well, if they're guilty of something, they don't want nobody to know. So they come with force and fear to make it look like it's you. Get the attention off of them. All right. That being said, I went ahead and I looked up state laws on being fired for Donald Trump posts like what Troy described. They got laws that protect that in the state of Louisiana. Troy went ahead and told a story of why he got fired from Chase Bank. It's a fucking lie. I knew it, but I never called him out on it because I know he's a narcissist. Let him feel good about himself. Why argue with someone who needs to be seen and heard? Why he's like that? Because his dad and his mama, just like Dawn, did the exact same thing. They act like they do. They know everything. They never at fault because of how their mom and dad made them feel whenever they would try to speak up. So what happens when you don't feel heard and shit? You become adults and you gotta bully people to make sure they see you how they want because mom and dad made them feel worthless. It's dangerous. Todd Mathern, my boy. That dude there, as soon as I told him I'm going to court and I'm letting everything out, he blocked me. Set off something. Why would him and Troy do the same shit? Maybe they know something. So I know I know Todd. Todd's not a fighter. No. He ain't gonna go ahead and, if it's truth like that, no fucking way. Not saying he's a bitch, but he's like most people with somewhat of a conscience. If you caught red-handed, why go ahead and go all into? That's Todd's personality, but hold on. He blocks me, and as soon as I start talking Troy, he sends me a request on TikTok, and Jeff Lapperouse starts watching my shit. Jeff Lapperouse is related to him. He never checks my shit out, so I went ahead and I blocked him too just for shits and giggles, just to piss people off. So, you know Troy could have gotten a lot of shit, a lot of trouble for telling me this information behind my grandparents' back. That's a violation of privacy, secrecy. No financial advisor, especially with J.P. Morgan or Chase Bank, is supposed to do that shit. That's why he wanted me not to say nothing. But I mentioned it up at Granny and Grandpa whenever this shit's going on. Troy's acting a dude who said he loved my Granny and Grandpa to death. Why the fuck is it a couple of times he went over there, he didn't say, hey, how's Daryl and Melissa treating you? And ask real questions and come over more and help us speak up. Same reason why Daryl and Melissa would want them. I mean, the narcissists, they all about money and shit. They all need to be better than someone and shit like that. So when I knew that Todd went ahead and sent me that request, started following me on TikTok, that's when I started saying shit. The post I did last night calling Troy a coward, it's true. How you gonna go ahead and tell me to break the law by telling me to get mad because I'm exposing it and come at me like this, wanting to throw fists? I knew Todd was gonna tell Troy was gonna come over here. Why? Because when I'm speaking, Troy's a narcissist. The way to make sure nobody finds out, he gotta come at me with excessive force to try to scare me, throw me off, whatever. I knew he was gonna become. I knew it because I know Troy's personality. Nobody was expecting a calm, non-reactive Daryl. Why I don't react? Because I'm grounded in truth. If you're grounded in truth, you got no reason to panic. You got no reason to come at somebody and start swinging because of shit they saying. If you all in truth, you don't give a shit about what nobody says, especially on Facebook and your name. Well, so he came over and he swung. As I was getting up, I blocked him. He caught my finger, didn't hit me or nothing, but it drew blood on my hand and my shirt. I said, nah, I got that motherfucker. Why I'd want to do this on purpose? Because he's a narcissist for exposure. I'm setting up a trap because I already know how they're going to react way beforehand. Intentionally do the shit that's going to go ahead and make their mental disability of narcissism kick in. They can't control that. They're more worried about image than anything else. So they will damage anybody's reputation in the process. Troy, dude says, oh, I'm all about veterans and this. Well, yeah, dude, well, why you got to come stop one that you know personally from getting the money, doing the right thing? Even though you're not the advisor now, this is part one.